don't forget, guys, I'm an affiliate for RUNNA now. So they reached out to me and said, would you like to be an affiliate for our brand? And you have a code that you share with, you know, your followers, and you get like, you do get perks with it. I think you get free premium access to their plan, and it works off a commission-based thing. So if people stay along with the plan on RUNNA, I think I get a bit of a commission out of it. I thought this was a perfect idea and a perfect plan for the people that have been watching my videos and getting kind of motivated and a little bit inspired, and they want to get out running. And what happens is when you first get out running is you soon find out that it's not as simple as you thought it was, because your brain tricks you into thinking it's such a simple exercise as putting one foot in front of the other, that it's going to be dead easy. But you soon realise that you can't build your strength, you can't build your stamina, you get knackered after running 100 or 200 metres, you blame it on your age, you blame it on your weight, you blame it on all sorts of things, and you soon pick up injuries, or you just get discouraged because it's too hard. And this is ideal. I think you definitely get 2 weeks free with the code MattRuns18, but it's just at the beginning of any running journey, it doesn't matter who you are, when you very first start out running, you need a plan. And if you don't know what you're doing, just take the 2 weeks free. You're not under any obligation to carry it on, and it will just set you off on the right foot. It's cheap, it's cost effective, and if I was just getting into running, this is what I'd be doing. But when I started getting into running, there was nothing out like this. There was just nothing around. I had to Google stuff and go on forums and look what people were writing on there. It's like, this was years and years ago. So this is perfect and ideal for anyone that are just breaking into the market now, that has no idea what they're doing. Past 5. I'm doing the 368 all day. So my plan is to do the full 368 route, but right now it's too dark. So I've signed on for my duty. I'm gonna fill this condition card out. I'm on a WDS 331 today. Anyway, I'm gonna have this coffee before I start my duty. I am on the back end of the bay. The bus, my bus is sandwiched in by 2 other buses that's sandwiched in by a bus going across the front of them. It's ruthless. Someone's just had to go and get the routers out to move the buses, because otherwise none of us are getting out, especially me, because I'm right at the bloody back. Right, first user check's done on the bus. Everything is okay, and we are leaving the depot on time, despite that little bit of a hiccup this morning. Well, let's get rolling now to Wythenshawe to start the 368 towards Stockport. Right, we're going to do the 368 route. I'm going to get round onto the stand now. We've got 3 minutes before we have to depart. I have no idea how busy it's going to be. At this time in the morning, 7:30, it's anyone's guess. Because I don't cover this route a lot.
Tell you what, there's nothing worse than being handed a handful of warm money, loads of change that you got to count. Ugh. Right, we are gone from the stand, en route to Stockport. This has three variations, this route. This route can go all the way from Stockport to Wythenshawe Hospital, Wythenshawe Hospital to Stockport. It can go to Manchester Airport, where it ends there and starts there. And it also has the Wythenshawe one, which I'm doing. I've never done the Wythenshawe Hospital one, but I've done the Manchester Airport one. So you come out of Wythenshawe interchange and you do a right. And the sun is now coming up. When you do the 368 and you're coming out of Wythenshawe interchange and you go in to Stockport, you take sort of the 43 route up until Brownlee Road and you go straight across. But there's no bus stop until you cross the traffic lights, and then the first bus stop is on your left. And the 103 serve it and the 368 serve it. They don't really go the same way for the majority of the route. They only go up PLR Road, so I don't think many people, if you're looking for the 103, you're going to get the 103 unless you're just looking to jib up PLR Road, but it's not far until they both separate. So I'm not really sure what the dance is with that, but people usually call for it anyway. Right, here we go. Oh, I don't know what the hell he's doing there. That is bad, that. He's gone through a red light. Right, that is a busy stop there, that's full of kids. See, I don't know what the situation is with the school kids in Stockport and how early they catch the bus. If this was the 101, I could tell you, I could say what bus stops are going to be busy, because I know it goes through past Trinity High School and things like that, so kids usually get the bus early to get there. But like here, God, I have no idea. So we get to these lights. Sometimes you can be sat at these lights waiting for a little bit because the tram tracks, if you get a tram coming through, they go through quite slow because it's a bend. So you can be kind of like stuck here for a bit. But no, we're off. And there's already some people there wanting the bus anyway, so I'm going to pull in and give them that. Some young lad then said, "Do you do TikTok?" I said, "Yeah, it's mainly on YouTube, but videos circulate on TikTok. But what I want like is the only account of mine that is TikTok will be just MattRuns18, that is it. So right, after you've served that bus stop, you come up here and then there's the social club on the left, we serve that. And the oncoming traffic has priority at this junction here. There's people here. This will be a busy route, this, I think, today, at this time in the morning. See, I've just done this, set off at like 10 to 6 and the route was empty. I picked up virtually nobody until I got into Stockport. Whereas I've got a little bit extra time on this one because it's going to be a little bit busier. So you do a right onto PLR Road and then you have priority over the oncoming traffic here. So come under here, and then when we get to PLR shops, that's usually a bit of a busy stop, regardless of what time. But there's a school bus there at the minute, but someone's calling out for it. So let's see. Yeah, this is it. There's some students getting on. Wow, that was a mad beat. Picked up a load of people there. Now, onward here. Here's taxi here. Seen a taxi driver the other day, shouted out the window while I was running. Hey, I watch your videos, but I don't like what you say about taxi drivers. And he said it in a joking way. But, you know, clown parking will get called out when I see it, and a lot of taxi drivers just pull up and just whip their hazards on and just think that's an acceptable spot to sit in. It's like, no, it ain't. Like, it is, when you put your hazard warning lights on, that is just, you know, that's it. Now you have just carte blanche to park wherever you want. I've got a school bus in front of me here, so I don't even know. There's no one getting on there. I'm going to get round this school bus because I'm not sitting behind that the whole way up this road. There's some bus stops here on Wythenshawe Road that are just so close together. I know I talk about bus stops that are close together, but the ones on Wythenshawe Road take the biscuit. The ones on Wythenshawe Road just take the biscuit. I think there's about 5 or 6 on Wythenshawe Road. 1, 2, 3, 5. And 2 of them are within like 150 yards of each other. Let's see, school bus that's picking up loads of school kids up here that are just school buses scooping them up. Right, someone's called for it here. I don't like driving past bus stops when there's people there and no one calls for it, just in case someone wants it. Right. Let's get out of here. Now, when you come up to the top of Wythenshawe Road, this Wythenshawe Road's a bit of a squeeze, you know. So he's turning left there, so we do a left at the top of Wythenshawe Road. Now this is where the 103 and the 368 separate. So the 368 does a left here, and I go straight on, whereas the 103 does a right down Shadowmoss. So this can be a bit of a busy junction to get out of, but we've managed to do it. We do it well, but we've got a tram coming around here, so it looks like we're waiting at this junction for the bit. Now, there's someone at this bus stop which we're waiting for, but these bus stops usually across Simon's Way are not really that busy. They're just not. But right now, at this time of the day, with the college, with the kids, it's hard to judge, so I'm just going to play it by ear through it, because I don't really, like I say, I don't really cover this route that often. Not as often as I'd like anyway. It's like this route gets reserved for certain people, because I seem to get the 43 and the 101 and the 103 way more than I get this. I actually like this route, so I'm happy I'm on it all day. But I'm on one of these buses that every time you pull into like a passenger on it, automatically cuts out and then it has to restart again, which can be a little bit frustrating. Right, we'll come up here now, and then I think there's one more bus stop before we get to the main set of traffic lights and we reach our first timing point on the opposite side of the traffic lights. So no one's at this one. Now the next bus stop is the timing point, and we'll be a couple of minutes late to that timing point, which is probably not unusual at this time. So this can be a bit of a wait at this junction when you stop in here, because it is a busy one at the Old Eel Green junction. No, we're on the ball straight away, so we're going to get to that timing point about 3 minutes late after we've left it. people up and be out of here. So as I predicted, 3 minutes late from that timing point. See, the tap and go, when we're picking kids up, doesn't work how it works with the adults. Because when the kids are getting on with the tap and go, they ask for child singles, and if they automatically put the bank card on it, it'll automatically charge them £2. So you have to they have to print the ticket out for the kids all the time. But a lot of them get on with our passes anyway. Right, now the sun is directly right in my boat race there. That's amazing a bit. That's what you get, you know, in the winter. When the sun rises, it doesn't go high in the sky at all. It just stays very low in the sky all day. So you can just have the sun in your eyes all day. I've never wore sunglasses as much in my life since doing this job. This is a bit of a heavy stop. About 10 people here. Right, here we go. I'll leave that bus stop. Now, we go all the way up this road, right? Straight to the top. As soon as you turn onto Simon's Way, you follow it right to the top so you can't go any further. And now we've reached the 30-mile-an-hour bit because all that was 20 miles per hour. No one's at that one. See, when you're approaching a bus stop, you're looking at the bus stop and you're looking at your dash to see if anyone's pressed the bell, because sometimes it can be so noisy in the cab you don't hear the bell, and it doesn't have a bus stopping sign up there. So we just have like a little green symbol down here. You heard the bell there. This is usually a bit of a busy stop here though. People always well board here. The 368 isn't really a long route. It's kind of like on a quiet day, you're looking at about 40 minutes, not even that. You can possibly do it quicker, but today at this time I think I've got about 50 minutes on it, which is heavy. That means it's going to be busy. Right, let's come up here. We've got the last bus stop here before we do a left at these lights, and this can be a little bit of a problematic junction, this. During this time of day, you have to be so careful in your mirror when you're pulling off, because it is busy. Now when you're approaching this junction, it doesn't matter what time you approach it, especially this time, take up both lanes. So we want to be in the right hand lane ideally. Look, this guy is what happens is the traffic gets so congested here, right? I need to be in the right hand lane, but if I was fully submerged in that right hand lane, traffic here on the left, it can cause a little bit of a collision. Look, he's just gone straight round. It's just proper sausage behaviour, that. So you have two sets of lights. The first set of lights filter the cars that way, our set of lights filter us left, but we're doing an immediate right. So we have to take up both these lanes just to let everyone know you need a little bit of extra room. There we go, now we're moving. Look, another one, sausage behaviour. You get a lot of sausage behaviour of people in the morning, so you have to be proper cautious about. Oh look, we've hit the lights again. Right, hopefully we'll be automatically filtered round here. Yep, we are. But be cautious with the filter because it doesn't stay on green. It's a filter you right round along. So we have to be careful doing a right at this junction. Now, you come through here and the 368 now stays basically on this road all the way to the bottom until you get to the Morrison's roundabout. So there's a stop coming up here that's closed. Yeah, don't know why it's closed, but there's a bus stop closed sign on it. We're not stopping there. No one's pressed the bell anyway. Now we've got the bell. So up here, there's people like to stop anyway. I'm going to scoot these up. There's a little tight roundabout coming up here, no? Scoot these up here. Now off we go. Let's pull that blind down a little bit. Right, come down here. Straight over this roundabout. There's a high curb on your left, so you got to watch that. And then come round there. Now there's another bus stop straight away as we go through these lights. Someone's already pressed the bell for it. Gone off here. Right. Now you come up through here now and there's a little bit of a dip, like a cavern. You go right down it after this next bus stop, so you've got to watch your speed on this. Come through here, there's nobody at this bus stop, nobody's pressed the bell, but you've got to watch 4 cars that are doing unpredictable things at this time of the day, and pedestrian lights as well, right? So they're on green now, but they're proper liable to change at any point during busy times of the day. Usually you just cruise through pedestrian lights from green because hardly anyone's at them, because you're driving all day. You're driving through the quiet periods as well as the busy periods, but during the busy periods you have to just keep your eye out at the pedestrian lights for people stood at the stops. Cheadle fire station. Now come over here, and I think over the next set of traffic lights is our first timing point at Station Road. We're not far off on time either. We actually should be there right now, but that isn't that bad because it's only just there. If these lights were on green, we'd be there already, so we're more or less on time here for this route. It's funny when you see people approaching the bus stops because you see them and they're looking back at the bus, so it's like, right, I already know you want the bus, because you're kind of like analysing body language when people are walking but they see you parked at the lights opposite the junction and they're not got a run on yet, but they're just looking back at the bus, checking that it's not coming. To know how much time you spend waiting at traffic lights. Yeah, them 2 people that said they was just looking back at the bus, they waited at the bus stop. So we'll probably leave this stop about 2 minutes late, which in line with the other one, sweet. For keeping it on time anyway. It's not really as much as keeping the bus on time. When I get to Stockport now, I think I've got a little bit of cushion, not much. About 7-8 minutes at Stockport, and then I've got to set back off and come back. But when I get back, I'm on my break, so that's good. But in a bus, I would rather be an hour late than 10 minutes late. I'd rather be like really late than just the odd 5-10 minutes here and there, because the odd 5-10 minutes here and there, from kind of like a driver's perspective, that comes off your break time or it comes off your home time sort of thing, which in the grand scheme of things it ain't much, but it is at the end of the day. So I think I'd rather be really late than just a little bit late, because what can happen is, let's just say you've got, I don't know, let's just say you're 8, 9 or you're 10 minutes late. By the time you get to Stockport, you're okay, get on the stand and you'll leave a minute late, something like that, if you've got like 10 minutes layover and the stand's busy, you'll only leave there a minute late, but you don't get time to stop, stretch off and walk around the bus or anything like that, because you just, as soon as you pull into the stand, you're off the stand. Whereas it's nice to get there and just have that little bit of walk around time before you set back off. But anyway, yeah, this is a busy junction, this. So it said we left that last time in point 3 minutes late, but this junction here at the front, this can be a busy junction. You're stuck, you can be stuck here waiting for like, I don't know, a good few minutes. Right, here we go, we're on green anyway now. And there's a bus stop just after this junction that the bell's already gone for it anyway, so I'm stopping there regardless. But I can't quite see it yet. Yeah, there's people there anyway. Pull in there. And we get this. So there's actually a rule in the highway code that says give way to buses in active service. Not that it's enforceable by law or anything like that, or like you'd be committing a traffic violation if you didn't do it. It's just guidance, but it's actually in the highway code, which you only find out about when you start driving buses, really, because why would you know that unless you're one of them people that know the highway code off back to back. So, right, we come through here now, someone's at this bus stop. It's got a bit of heavy traffic here though. So right now, as we come off that bus stop, we approach this cavern type thing that I was talking about that you go down, and it's got a right dip on it. So we come all the way down here. There's no bus stop through this part at all. But there's a cycle lane to your left, and it's still a 30-mile-per-hour road. So it's one of them roads that are like a speed trap you gotta be careful of. Come up here. I'm just constantly keeping my eyes peeled for people all the time. Now, nobody's pressed the bell here. There's a bus stop here to our left which is busy. Mirror and we're off. Cars letting us go. Thank you. I feel bad for stopping all the time. It's like, you got to know if you're in a car behind the bus, it is not the bus driver's fault that you're just constantly pulling in, but I know what it's like being stuck behind the bus. At this type of time of the day, right, this is where you get cars that get frustrated behind you, that just pull around rapidly and try and overtake you because of the oncoming traffic, because it's so busy that way. They've not got a free pass to overtake you. Like on a quieter time, they can just usually just nip past you, whereas they can literally be trapped behind you for a long period of time here, and they start getting frustrated with it. So right now there's a junction here where you do a right hand turn. It's a filtered lane, and what you'll get is sometimes cars jumping in this junction that want to shoot forward and cut you up and go straight ahead because they've just been so frustrated with you because they've been stuck behind you for a bit, which is not ideal, obviously. So you have to just be wary of that and certain things. And then also when one car does take over you, if you parked up at a bus stop, that then unleashes a wave of cars that follow. It only takes one to do it and then that's it. There's loads of people that just follow. It's like a train then. So you have to be cautious of that as well. 1 minute it's clear, next minute it's not. But all it is this game, it's just about driving and just being careful and cautious. Picking people up, but being careful and cautious at around about these times. See, when people do split shifts, so I'm not really keen on split shifts, but I don't mind them because they don't pop up that often. but you get the both ends of the busy time. You get busy traffic in the morning, then you come back in and get the busy traffic at night. Right, here we go. These off here. Here we go. Oh, he's letting us go. What a diamond. What a diamond. Say thank you to him. That's rare. That bus stop there was like a little cove, so it had like a gap that you pull into, which lets the cars behind you past, which is good for them, but getting out of it can be a problem. Pull in here, this one. It's funny, you know, when you see, sometimes I see people get on and I think they recognise me. It's the way they look at me. And I'm like, hiya. Oh my god. Do you do YouTube? Is your name Matt? I'm like, yeah. Alright, come up here. Which I'm still finding a little bit surreal, by the way. I'm just not used to that type of stuff yet. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. So now, these lights are a little bit, I don't know. There's two sets of lights here, what you got to be careful of, these ones and these ones. And then in the next couple of stops, it's a busy stop because there's a big complex where people work. Right, so we'll filter through, they seem to be changing at the same time. You've got to be careful going around this because this is coned off. So get in your mirrors. So this is a bit of a busy stop. He's letting us out. Not another diamond there. Thank you. Yeah, Orion Business Park, that Park Square. That can be a bit of a busy stop that in the morning, dropping the workers off. Now, there's a low bridge here. Not one that troubles us. We get through it quite handily. The height of this vehicle is 14'6", and the bridge is, I think it's 15 foot. So you get through it because it's on the route, so you're going to get through it anyway. But bridges have arches in the corner of them, so sometimes you have to drive into the centre of the road to go under them, but not this one. Come up here now. Right, so there's no bus stop now until we do a right at the Morrisons. So we come through this bridge. Pedestrian lights just turned green. I told you, like, these pedestrian lights are more or less 90% on green the whole day, but during these busy periods, that's why I say you just got to be watching, because there's kids, there's people waiting to cross over at them all the time on the busy times. Now we do a right at this roundabout, so busy roundabout this. Remember, you give way to the right. The actual Morrisons can help you here because it literally halts the traffic for you when people come out of the Morrisons. It stops them there. Now, our next timing point is up here. Just after this bus stop. See where we're at with this timing point. I've no idea whether we're going to be on time or late, but this is the last timing point before we go to Stockport interchange. These lights have just turned on green.
The next stop is
Right. So we'll pass it there. Get through these, and it's just on the left here. 3 minutes late at that one. Feeling we're probably going to be late. 3 minutes late there, probably say 4 minutes after we leave, but I think we'll still start the last trip on time. I think this is the busiest trip because it's right on top of school time, and it's sort of like we get to Stockport so around about 20 past 8-ish, or we're scheduled to get there for around about 20 past 8 I think.
The next stop is St.
But while these lights are flashing, this is 20 miles per hour because it's school time. I've got a lollipop man up here dishing out stop signs left, right and centre. This is where the bus got busy last time, to be fair, as soon as you come onto this road. Let's get off there. And what? Turn that heating down. We are well warmed up now. Right, so there's about 3 more stops before we turn, and there's a diversion on. There's a diversion on all year because Greek Street Roundabout's closed, so you literally can't go any further. Right, now we're cooking. We've got a bit of a busy bus now. We're not full, but we're close to being full. I'll tell you that. Right, so you stick to the left hand lane here because the right hand lane filters you around that way. And there's an old day stood at that bus stop which we'll get for her. And someone running for it. Oh no, they're not running for it. Look, when they see people running, they're not. Oh, he's running for it then. These people are not in traditional running attire where they're just going out for the morning jog. You see people running for the bus. No, he's not running for it as well. Wow. Madness. So you can, the lights can catch you really. Sometimes you can have the perfect run but just get stuck with lights. The old days are funny. They don't put their hand out, they just stick the walking stick out. You'd think someone would let her sit down. Right, busy here. Who's gonna let me out? Nope. That one is. Say thanks to him. See, it's probably going to be about 5 or 6 minutes later coming into Stockport at this rate. We're not even that far away from Stockport either from this point. Taxi right in on the bus stop. Let's let these off here now. Right, so that was one person. Now the next turning now is the Greek Street Roundabout diversion because it's closed up there for a full year. So we just get filtered right round, and there's not much really we can do other than just go straight round it. You can't go any other way. Right, so you do a right here. When you do a right here, the corner can be a little bit, not this corner, this isn't a tight corner, but when you turn in here with oncoming traffic, that can be tight if this car's coming in. The way you have to take that corner sort of thing. So the next turning is the only available right turn, which is the only one you can do. Then there's a bus stop which serves straight away on the left, which we're going to stop at because the bell's gone. That's a nice bloody church, that. Look at the size of the window on that thing. love that. Right, round here. Sad to see all these buildings just go to rot. Pulling it now. After this bus stop, we continue on and do a left at the lights. These off now. Let's rock and roll. A lot of these are going to be getting off at Stockport College, which is where the bus will be empty. So we do a left at these lights here, then we go straight up and we do a left at the Honda garage. And turning's pretty tight if you're in sort of like a hybrid or an electric, because they take corners a little bit differently than these street decks. But these seem to take corners nice. It's like a high curb on the left that you've got to be cautious of. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of waiting around in traffic during this time. I probably picked the wrong time to do the flipping flip route video. The ideal to do in the summer when it's light at like 5 in the morning, and you can just literally do the route dead quick with minimal people, and you can cover the route nice. But it's a bit of a longer watch when there's loads of traffic. But I suppose that's just the reality of doing the bus driving. You've got to watch this corner as well, because they're already on red the lights, and people are like, he's just took it there. Now she's stuck in that yellow box junction there. Now you know the rule with yellow box junctions is you're not supposed to enter them unless there's an exit on the other side. Like if that traffic stayed there, she'd be pretty snookered there because she's just stopped that bus. But everything seems to go, we'll get through the next set of cycle. But because of this diversion, this is why the traffic's so tight around here. I should be in Stockport bus station in 3 minutes. You go, bloody no chance. Which means I'll be leaving late on my last trip out. Oh, what the frick, bro. Trust the absolute biggest vehicle possible to be there when you're turning left, right. We can get stuck at these lights for quite a while. That's the good thing about being in the bus though, you get to see it. Right, they've gone on green now, I reckon 3 cycles and we're through. I wonder if my Katie got on a run this morning. She's been going running every morning, early in the morning. But she's starting to get a little bit concerned now, because when she's setting off to go on a run early in the morning, it's getting dark. Whereas in the summer it was light, and she likes to get up and get out training. It does me head in really, because it does me head in that she has to be concerned to get out and run early in the morning because it's dark, because of weirdos knocking about. Whereas when I'm running, I get out running at 2, 3, 4, 5, never crosses my mind safety, because I just take it for granted I'm going to be okay. Whereas she carries like an alarm with her and stuff like that, which it pisses me off that she has to do that. And it's like being the dad of 4 girls, it has its challenges, and it opens your eyes up to the dangers what women face. Right, I said 3 cycles, so we'll be through on the next cycle. That's not that bad. So yeah, so I said to her, if I'm on early, so I won't be able to do it this week. I did it yesterday morning, but now I'm on early, so I said we'll do it after school. I'll go for a run with you after school. Right, we can turn left here now. That's a busy junction, that. Right, here we go, we're definitely going now. Otherwise we're never moving from there, but the only problem is we've literally got to take up this space here. That's right, we're going to get round. There we go. That's a pain. Right, let's let these off here. One busy stop, that. Look at that, that's pretty much sausage behaviour, that part. Everyone's desperate to get through and do things at this time. We should have been we're going to leave the next trip late because we've been so held up at that last junction there. So this now is where a lot of them are going to be getting off as well. There we go. We're probably just going to be shooting straight round to stand queue and just getting this service straight on the go. As soon as we get there, there'll be no layover time, but it's the last trip before my break, which I've got like an hour at the depot, so I'm not too minded. It just means I'll probably get there a little bit late and probably have about 45, 50 minutes instead of an hour, which, come on, that's still chilled. Can't grumble at that. We should be setting off, actually we should be setting off on the next trip in 1 minute. So we're going to start this next trip really late. 2 more bus stops before the end of the journey. 2 more bus stops before the end of the whole journey. And this has been a bit of a journey, this one. I think this will be the busiest one I do all day though, because after my break, the traffic will quiet down quite a bit. Got to approach these lights with caution here, because these can change and people can indicate and do the left there like that car just did. Because I've just come out of a bus lane, people will try and overtake me. So this is the last major stop here now, before the final bit. So these lights are still out here, they've been out. I've messaged the depot about them, but you've got to be cautious going through when these lights are out like this. They're literally both sets of traffic lights are out, which is fucking scary. Right, we'll get through there. You've got to be cautious though, because we've got to be doing a right out of them, which means we're going to be turning out that junction when the lights are still out, going outbound. Which I didn't like doing the first time, but you just got to sort of just watch what you're doing and then commit when it's clear. Down here, now we do a left. There's actually a red light camera on these traffic lights here as we do a left. Which, if you ask me, is a little bit ropey. Well, we've just changed to red now. If they changed to red while you were making the turn, or went on amber while you were committed, you'd be panicking that that's going to flash. Because once you go through, if you go through and it changes to amber and you're already committed and you've got no time to brake because you've already gone through, the bus is quite long in it. I think there's like pads on the floor. You see them cut out at these lights with the cameras where there's like a delay. If you go over it after about a second or two after the lights go red, you get flashed. I'm not talking about purposely going through red lights here, I'm talking about when you're approaching the light and you go through, and as you go through it turns on amber. Right, we do a left here and then this is our last stop. There we go. Right, take the numbers off. Out of service. We're throwing them straight back up though. We only took them off because we've got to change them to back to Wythenshawe. Right, let these off there. That has been the 368 route inbound Wythenshawe, Stockport, and it's been a lengthy one, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I know a lot of you like the full route videos and a lot of you don't. It's a little bit hit and miss. I do try and mix it up here and there where I can with different styles of videos, but it is what it is. Now I'm going to land myself on stand queue and leave for the outbound journey. Let me have a little gander at this. I should have left 3 minutes ago. I'll probably leave about 7-8 minutes late, and I will not catch that time back up. I'll tell you what, I'll put it up if I did catch the time back up. But yeah, I will not catch that time back up whatsoever if you leave the stand that late, because when you leave this stand now, because it's the way it's been moved and situated, you have to circle the whole bus station to get back out. Right. Anyway, it's been a good one. Peace, everyone. Morning.